What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? Today it is Tuesday evening, October 8th, guys. October 8th, just shy of the 7 o'clock p.m. hour. And I want to come to you guys with a quick video. And this video is dedicated, or shall I say, is sent out. And I want to say his name was Franklin. Franklin had a question for me last night on our live feed. Once again, guys, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, Hector, the hustler master out of Chicago, he has a channel. Okay, he has a YouTube channel covering rideshare and DoorDash, and I think occasionally some Amazon packages, some blocks that he does. But we chime into his live panel. Me along with three other guys from around the country. Alex from Delaware. Dustin from, I believe, Dallas, Fort Worth, and John, I think John is from the Bay Area. But what we do is basically we talk about our night, you know, throughout the night, you know, passengers and stuff like that. And then we also talk about, you know, our market, if it's working, you know, sometimes, you know, we become stagnant in certain areas to where we have to get up and move. You know, basically we talk about strategies, tactics, you know, something that we share along the way to give other people's ideas on how to do their market if they're struggling to make money. Okay, because we're a big family out here, guys. We're a big family. We don't hold any trade secrets. We try to help anybody out, especially you know because we're all trying to do the same thing, which is basically to provide for our family and put food on our table, clothes on our back, and a roof over our head, right? So you know, we definitely try to help out whoever is in need. But Franklin, you know, last night, and I want to say that's his name. If not, you know, Franklin, I do apologize. But Franklin is from Houston, okay, just like I'm from Houston, and I'm not too sure the whole gist of Franklin's situation. I don't know if he's about to start doing a ride share, or he's thinking of getting a different vehicle. But his question is, or was, directed to me because we're in the same market, right? But his question was that how is XL working for me? Okay, especially since I'm doing this overnight, because I do this overnight, obviously. Okay, start around 7 o'clock and I go to about 5, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning, give or take. Now this morning, okay, which is what I'm going to talk about. This morning I went into 9 o'clock, okay, which is fairly rare, guys, fairly rare for me, okay, because, you know, once you're driving for about 10 hours, okay, you know, you start getting weary, you start getting kind of fatigued, and you definitely don't want to compete with people coming out, going to work, especially around Houston, okay, because Houston is notorious for morning traffic, okay, it's notorious for morning traffic. So my time is usually roughly around 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, and I start taking it in, okay. I live close to one of the airports here in Houston. I'm probably about 10 minutes away from Hobby Airport. It's the smaller airport, but there's enough traffic to keep me busy, okay, which is where I'm going right now, guys, okay. Some people don't like going to the queue because they think it's wasted time, okay. I like going to the queue, or should I say the airport, to start my evening, all right. It allows me to go ahead and get there, turn on the apps, look over my truck, clean it up just in case. You know, I keep my truck fairly 100%, okay? I clean it every day, okay? Even throughout the night. Maybe after, you know, 4th or 5th passenger, I pull over and I make sure the bag is clean, there's nothing left behind, you know. So overall, guys, you know, I do keep my vehicle presentable, okay? Because this is your moneymaker, guys. This is your moneymaker, okay? But Franklin had a question for me last night, and he was asking that if XL is working for me, you know? And I answered his question to the best that I could, all right? So I answered his question to the best to my ability, all right? And I want to bring that to you guys because maybe you guys might have the same situation. Now, understand, guys, no two markets are the same. So just because it works for me here in Houston doesn't mean it's going to work for you somewhere else, okay? It might be better, okay? But then again, it might not. But here in Houston, guys, you know, having a vehicle, you know, I have a 2019 GMC Yukon. Okay, I have the third row seat. Okay, it folds down. So obviously I have platforms, you know, that some people don't. All right, especially if they're just driving a standard vehicle. Okay, I have Uber X Share. Okay, I can't really say that's 1 and 2 because they're mended together. So I have Uber X and Share, and then I have Uber XL, I have Uber Comfort, and I have Uber Pet. Okay, we no longer have Uber Connect here. Okay, they took it off mainly because it probably wasn't being used, or it wasn't. How can I say this? You know, I guess the traffic flow for it wasn't being to their standards, so they just went ahead and just took it off the platform. Okay, just like Uber 50 plus. Okay, it's nothing that I did wrong, because obviously when rides came through, or should I say offers came through my tablet, okay, on Uber Connect, if it was going to areas to where I liked paying pretty decent, then I jumped on it. Okay, some people don't think it's worth it, but then again, to each his own. All right. So obviously I have Uber X and Share. I have Uber Connect. I'm sorry, Uber Comfort and Uber XL, as well as Uber Pet. All right. 2 things you want to do is basically understand how certain things work. Okay. Because some people, especially the passengers, they don't know what's the difference, especially if it's under Comfort and XL. Well, Comfort, obviously, it's going to be for the legroom. Okay, so people want to be comfortable, right? They want that legroom. Okay, maybe it's a large person, or some people just want the legroom. Okay, and then of course Uber XL is someone who's going to be driving something with a third row seat that folds down to also be accessible to luggage. Okay, so I mean, you have to understand how a lot of these platforms, how they're categorized. Okay, and I believe Uber XXL, okay, Hector probably can break this down better, how I'm going to explain it right now. But Uber XXL probably is going to be some, because on Uber XL, believe it's going to be 6 passengers. Okay, 6 passengers and under. Okay, so we got 2 in the back, or 3 in the back, 3 in the middle, or actually it's 7, right? 7. But then double XL, it might be 9 people that you can take, because I think Hector drives a minivan now. Okay, he drives a minivan. I know he does. He drives a minivan. So he went from a Santa Fe to a minivan. Okay, he upgraded just a little bit. And I think he's about to upgrade again. Okay, more power to you, brother. More power to you. But with that being said, guys, hold on. I need to run to the store real quick, and then let me get back with you guys in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. I had run into a store real quick. Give me some mints and some gum, because throughout the night, your mouth kind of gets dry and stuff like that. So, but anyways, don't recall where I left off. But I think I was talking about Hector, and he now has I was talking about the categories, right? Categories. Okay. So Franklin was asking that if driving an XL vehicle, does it benefit me, or is it beneficial doing this overnight? Okay, it is. To me it is. Okay, I obviously I started around 7 o'clock. It is 7:10 right now, and I don't. It's not that I don't work hard, guys. Because I know some places people have to, come out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and work around maybe 8 o'clock the next morning, and somewhat, divide both apps, just to make, I would say, the numbers they want to meet. Okay, so they can make sure that this is working for them. Okay, me personally, guys, I try not to work that hard, because in life, you want to work smart, right? You want to work smart, not hard. Okay, so my time that's content with me is to come out around 7 o'clock. It allows the traffic to die down. Okay, So I head over to the fuel station. I top off or I fill up, okay, and then I head over to the queue, which is where I'm going right now, okay, and I find a ride that's going to be paying pretty decent. That's going to go to an area where I feel I'm going to be, probably in good position to get something coming back, or at least make my way back into the city, or if, basically something that's going to start my night, okay? I don't work the queue, okay, like some people do. I mean, that's all they do is just work airports, okay? No. The airports here, stop running probably the last flight, depending what day it is, probably the last flight is going to be around 1 o'clock in the morning, okay? So, but what I do is I try to get a ride that's paying pretty decent, going to an area to where I can probably stay busy or at least start my night, okay? And then I run with it, okay? Kind of like cast the first pebble. Now, throughout the night, guys, and I think where Franklin was going with this question, it was like, well, do you stay busy driving that size of a vehicle throughout the night? Because obviously, when you drive a certain type of vehicle, one thing you have to worry about, or at least people worry about, is, is it going to kill me in fuel? Is it going to kill me in gas? All right. I don't worry about that, guys. I don't worry. Two things I don't worry out here is going to be if it's killing me in fuel, okay? Which I know some people say, well, you kind of have to, right? Because then you're going to be losing money. I make good money to where I don't have to worry about that, if that makes sense, okay? So one thing I don't worry about is if it's going to kill me on fuel, all right? Because if I was to worry about that, then I would be coming out here. I got a tipo, I guess a tipo that came in from this morning, probably my last rider. Nope, actually this is something else. But anyways, so I don't worry about gas. But I do try to go places where I get good gas prices. Okay, right now the gas averages around $2.50 around Houston. Okay, some places are cheaper, some places are a little bit more expensive. All right, and then the second part that I don't worry about is mileage. Okay, how many miles am I going to consume within one shift? Okay, last night I can tell you I probably drove a little bit over, 300. Okay, and you're probably going to say, wow, that's a lot of miles, whatever you want to call it, But then again, I mean, you guys know me. If you guys see my videos, especially on the live feed, all right, you guys know I take a lot of long trips, okay? And I'm not going to go into that aspect of it. And some of you guys know why I take long trips, but I take a lot of long trips. So I take a lot of long trips, so the amount of passengers that I carry throughout the night range between 14 and 18, okay? I don't take that many passengers, mainly because I take long trips, okay? That doesn't mean that I don't take short trips from here and there, back and forth, but my main idea is to take long trips, okay? But also, watch out on where I'm going, okay? And I don't want to steer away from what Franklin was asking. Does me driving a vehicle this size benefit me? And yes, it does, okay? Because I do get my share of XL, I do get my share of comfort, okay, throughout the night, all right? Last night, I got my numbers down, okay, and I'll show you guys at the end, but I'll go ahead and talk them real quick about them, okay? Last night, okay, on Uber, I got 12 rides, 8 of them were through the X/share platform, or however you want to call it, okay, preference. Okay, 2 of them were under XL. One of those, okay, was just a guy that just wanted the legroom, okay? He just wanted the legroom. So, honestly, guys, just because it's an XL ride doesn't mean you're going to be getting a family of 4 with luggages or laundry, baskets or whatever you want to call it. You'd be surprised how many people, especially overnight, they just want that little, extra leg room. Okay, they just want to let So, and it was a reserve. The guy that I picked up, it was like around 1 o'clock in the morning. That one was paying around $30, I think it was. Minchi or Hoochie or something along that line. Okay, he was going to basically a downtown club just to go hang out with his buddies. Okay, cool guy. Okay, and then the other one was two guys that I was taking to the airport, which was a reserve. That one was two guys, and they just had two backpacks. They were going back to Buffalo. They flew in to watch the game, and they stayed a couple of days extra just to hang out. Okay, so yeah, so that one was two guys, but then again, they could have been in a regular vehicle. Okay, because they only had two backpacks. They packed real light, and then the other two were comforts. Okay, so I had two regular X and share. Okay, which were 8, and then I had 2 XL, and then I had 2 comfort. All right, 3 of them were reserves. Okay, 3 of them were reserves. Now there was a fourth one. Okay, there was a fourth one that was later this morning, but apparently it got canceled for whatever reason. It got canceled. Okay, so I could have had 4 reserves. All right, I know Hector and Alex last night's like, man, how do you get all these reserves or whatever you want to call it back and forth? Honestly, I don't know. We were talking about it last night. My acceptance is like low. Okay, my cancellation is ugly. Okay, my rating is up there. I have a 4.99. For a very long time it was at a 5, but I know that's not it. Hector was like, well, maybe it's because you just have a great vehicle. Okay, you keep it clean, you have a lot of compliments, so they're going to be throwing you these reservations, basically to compliment the service, and which makes sense. So with that being said, guys, maybe people should pay attention, because man, I'm at the queue right now. I just parked. I haven't turned on my apps yet. Okay, and it's 7:17 right now. But man, there's sometimes some people, hold on, there's a guy coming here. Hold on. All right, sorry about that guy. Guy was walking up and asking me what year was my vehicle, because he said I keep it clean. He sees me a lot here, But anyways, guys, got my Buc-ee's, and I got my Coca-Cola for the night. Coca-Cola. All right. So yeah, I stay busy, guys. I stay busy, and I do get my share of XL. Now, there's times that an XL will come through the pike. I don't take it. There's times I get business comfort. I don't take it. There's times I get priority. I don't take it. So I don't take a lot of rides. And Hector was asking me last night. He goes, "Hey man," he goes, because my app last night was going off the chain. Okay, it was going bing bing bing. I mean, and he was asking me, "Hey man," he's like, "if I was a driver coming to Houston, I won't say he was saying that he would be concerned, but he was asking, are there areas to where you shouldn't go, because it seems like you're declining a lot of offers." And I'm like, no, it's not that I'm declining a lot of offers. It's just basically there's certain areas I just don't want to go back to. Okay, so yeah, I mean, in a perfect sense, yeah, I would go to those areas. But just last night, like say I just came from Sugar Land and I'm coming back here, and then there's another offer coming back from here, going back to Sugar Land. Well, maybe I just don't want to go back to Sugar Land or something like that, back and forth. And that was the issue last night, guys. There was just a lot of rides that were coming through, going to areas to where I just didn't want to go back to and stuff like that. So it was nothing major. It's just, that's how I was just looking at it last night. It's just, and so yeah, it was nothing bad. It was just, there was a lot of offers last night going to areas to where I just didn't want to go back. So, but then back to the numbers, guys. Okay, on Lyft last night I had 4 rides. That was totaling $68.46. On Uber, I forgot to tell you guys. On Uber, it was let me see. It was on Uber was 12 rides for $359.34. 4 of them added tips for $33.40. Now my total last night, guys, was $327.80. Okay, it would have been in $350 if it wasn't for that last reservation that got canceled. Okay, So I mean, yeah, I do stay busy. Me having this size of vehicle, especially here in H-Town, it does benefit me. I do got my share of XL and comforts throughout the night. Okay, do I accept all of them? No, obviously I don't. Okay, but I do get my fair share of Uber XL and comfort. Okay, so it does benefit me, guys. It does benefit me to drive this type of vehicle throughout the night. Okay, because that's one thing people wonder is like, man, you know, driving a vehicle that big, do you get traffic flow? You know, yeah, I do. I do, you know, and honestly, guys, those are the ones that really make my night. Okay, those are the ones that really make my night. Okay, so with that being said, I hope that answered Franklin's question. Okay, and I hope that answers some people out there. You know, I don't know how it is in your market. Okay, maybe you need to ask around or whatever you want to call it, but I do get my fair share of Uber XL and comfort. I don't want to bite the bullet just yet, but throughout the nights, every night that I come out here, okay, I do get my fair share of XL, okay. Now, do all of them fit under the category as XL? No, they don't. Just like that one guy last night, Minchie or Moochie or Hoochie or whatever you want to call it. He just wanted the legroom, okay. You'd be surprised how many times over and over and over again I get riders, you know, it's just them, you know, and I'll be like, is that it? They're like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, okay, cool. Works for me, you know, because there's times where I have picked up, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and they have tons of luggage going to the ports because they're going on a cruise or whatever you want to call it. Okay, it is what it is. That's what they ordered. That's what they're gonna get. Okay, but overall, guys, last night was great. You know, 327.80 for the night. Okay, it could have been better. But then again, I don't get stingy with these numbers. I make my numbers and I go home. It's just last night, or should I say this morning, you know, I had three back-to-back, okay, reservations. No, actually, two reservations that were back-to-back. It would have been 3, but that third one canceled, okay? So I had one like around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I had another one at 4:35 in the morning, and the other one was at 6:30, okay? And then the third one would have been at 7:30 going across town, but apparently that one was canceled. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna show you my numbers, guys. You know, so you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, that's one thing that we talk about. We talk about the numbers. We show our numbers. We don't want to, you know, embellish these numbers or anything like that. Mislead people information. You know, but yeah, man. You know, here in H-Town, does it benefit me? All right, to have an XL, you know, vehicle this size, doing rideshare throughout the night, Uber and Lyft? And the answer is yes, it does. So I hope that answers Franklin's question. Okay. If you guys have any other questions, please drop them in. You know, I'll try and get to them as soon as I can. But yeah, tonight, later on, Hector's going to go back on the panel. He has a special guest, okay? If you guys haven't never chimed into his channel, his channel is Mr. Hustler Master. He's out of Chicago. And then you'll see us, man. You'll see us out there, you know, sharing our nights. But tonight he has a special guest. Tune in and check it out, and I'll talk to you guys later.